Come on, son.
Raphael on the track.
Come on, son. Come on, son. Come on, son. Check. What up, y'all? How's everybody doing there, huh? What you say, huh? Check, 1, 2. This is just a test. All right, y'all. So, you know the best thing about podcasting? The best thing about podcasting is that you can do it anywhere. And I mean anywhere in the world. Right now, I'm podcasting live from Atlanta, Georgia. Sitting in my damn garage. I had to go to AutoZone and get some shit for my truck, because my truck has just been sitting here idle. I got an Escalade down here, and it's just been sitting here idle, and the battery is dead, and I got to put some air in the tire, so I had to buy one of them portable tire inflators just so I could get enough air in it to take it to the gas station. So that's what I'm doing right now, just sitting in the garage. And that's the beauty of this whole podcasting thing, that you can do it anywhere, and whatever you have on your mind, you're free to talk about it. You're free to do it any way you want to do it. And this podcast, as usual, is brought to you by cigarsinternational.com. Go to Cigars, Cigars, international.com. When you finish buying whatever you want to buy from there, just use my promo code ED10OFF, and you get 10% off your entire purchase. Like the other day, and thank you, cigarsinternational.com, I found an Andalusian bull. Those cigars are made by La Flor Dominicana, and they are so hard to find. Like, any store that I go in, they never have them. They are always on back order. And they hooked me up. So I just want to say thank you to cigarsinternational.com. All my friends that smoke is like, yo, you got to give me one, son. Yo, I need one of them. I'm like, bro, it's only 10 of these in a box. I don't know about that. And if you buy them, if you can find them and you buy them in the store, it's going to cost you at least $20 a stick. So that's a lot, B. Like, I don't know if I just want to be handing out shit like that. I love you, but $20 a stick is a lot of money for a cigar, bro. So my point is, if you want one, you're going to have to wait. That's my point. And thank God that I do this podcast and I'm connected to cigarsinternational.com. So a lot of times when they get stuff in, I get it early, or I get to try stuff early. And they send it to me, and I'm very happy with our arrangement, and I'm going to promote Cigars International. If y'all follow me on Instagram, you'll see a lot of times I'll put up when I'm smoking. I'll put up a picture of the Andalusian. I'm going to put it up. If it's not up there yet, I'll put it up today. I'm not sure if I put it up while I was smoking it, but I know I took a picture of it, and if I didn't, I'll put it up. Another cigar that I'm very fond of is the Oliva 6x60 Double Toro. Whew. That is a very, very nice cigar. Very nice cigar. Nice hint of cocoa in there when you smoke it. So all you cigar smokers out there, do not sleep on that Oliva Melanio. It's the box press one, not the Torpedo. The Torpedo is kind of shaped like a triangle. For all y'all who don't know cigar smoke, this is box press square. It is a fantastic cigar. It has an even burn all the time. You will enjoy it from the beginning all the way through to the end. We smoke cigars in thirds. All cigar smokers know that. The first third tastes different than the second third. It tastes different than the third third. And this cigar is absolutely wonderful all the way freaking through to the end. Like, you're not going to want to put this cigar down. So those are two of my favorite cigars that I'm smoking right now, thanks to cigarsinternational.com. My man Fire Marshal West and the whole staff out there for believing in me and allowing me to help them promote the cigar culture, because it really is a lifestyle. It really is. Like, either you like cigars or you don't. Like, there's really no in between, or I smoke sometimes, and either you're into it heavy or you really are not. And there's nothing wrong with you if you're not, but if you're not, don't come in the cigar bar waving your hands because of the smoke. Don't go to the cigar bar. There's plenty of other places you can go. And please, if you're a cigar smoker, you out, bring your cigars, man. And I do understand that sometimes you go out and you be like, oh, I didn't know that I was going to go to a place where we can smoke. Don't approach another cigar smoker and ask him, does he have an extra cigar? There's no such thing as an extra cigar. If you approach me and ask me if I have an extra cigar, and I got a lot of cigars, I'm still not giving you one. The average price of a good cigar is $10. So you basically coming up to me, a stranger, and asking me for $10. No. Now, if you ask me, can you buy a cigar off me? More than likely, I'll give you one. Because it's the way we do things in the cigar world. If you come up to me and say, hey, Ed, man, I didn't know we was going to be able to smoke out here. I left my cigars. Can I buy a cigar off you, bro? 9 times out of 10, I have more than one cigar on me. And 9 times out of 10, I don't let you have one. Just because you use proper etiquette in the cigar world and ask me to buy one, I'll let you have it. But if you come up to me and say, do I have an extra cigar? Nah, bro. Nah. If I know you my boy, you ain't gonna ask me, because I'm gonna say to you smoking? You be like, yeah, man, I ain't got no sticks on me. All right, here. But I expect you to return the favor if I don't have anything on me. But that extra cigar shit, bruh, please. Get out of here with that. And we don't know each other? Son, you tripping. You know extra cigars, man. All right, so now that I got that off my chest, and I thank my sponsor, cigarsinternational.com. That's CIGARS, international.com. Let's get to my podcast for this Monday. And I really had to think about whether or not I want to talk about this, because I don't want to come off in the wrong way. And when you say things, people think you say things out of a disrespect for them. But sometimes you can respect somebody and they make a grave mistake and you want to talk about it. And there's many layers to this discussion that I want to have. Okay? I want to talk about the Me Too movement, black women, rape culture, and how it's minimized in a lot of people's eyes. If you're a guy and you're listening to this podcast right now, imagine how you would feel. Just close your eyes, take your time, and imagine how you would feel if you were raped. Imagine how you would feel if you were raped. I'm going to let that sink in for a couple of seconds. Imagine how you would feel if you got locked up on a humble, right? Something, suspended license or something, and they put you into a cell with a bunch of dudes, and these dudes decided to rape you anally and force their penises into your mouth. Imagine how horrible you would feel. Imagine how horrible you would feel if you were walking down the street, minding your own business, and a bunch of people jumped out and decided to grab you up and decided to rape you. Imagine how you would feel to be sexually violated. Now imagine that same feeling onto your sister, your mother, your aunt, your woman, your wife, one of your close co-workers, a close cousin, somebody that's within your circle, your best friend's wife, your best friend's daughter. Imagine that. So why do we minimize the feeling of women when it comes to rape culture and the Me Too movement? Why are we so easily persuaded to brush off their claims, to brush off this, to brush off that? And I'm going to tell you why. Here's one of my theories. Because in the past, it has happened to men where they have gotten rape charges against them that wasn't true. It happened to 2 friends of mine. It happened to Run from Run DMC, and it happened to my friend Derek Coleman that used to play professional basketball in the NBA. 2 people I know had 2 celebrities had rape charges brought against them that was founded to be totally untrue. Totally untrue. A lot of us believe, some people don't, that Mike Tyson went to jail for rape that he didn't commit. I believe it. I don't know if other people believe it, but I say that's why some men, not all, I have 4 daughters, so I could never minimize the rape culture. It's so easy to want to brush the Me Too movement or the rape culture to the side when it comes to women like it never happened. But those same people don't imagine that stuff happening to somebody that they love. To me, it's the same analogy of why a lot of times we won't get out and march for what's right when, you know, a cop kills an unarmed black man or something, and we just say, yeah, that's wrong, but we don't get out and become a part of it. Why we won't march with people that's trying to stop violence in our neighborhood when we know that's the right thing to do, but we won't stand up and be a part of it. And in my opinion, you brush things off until it happens to you. You know, you don't want to say stop the violence in these neighborhoods until violence happens to your kid or your brother or your sister. You don't want to stand up and march to stop, you know, the sale of firearms to just anybody and everybody until it's your mom's that's at work, or your father or your brother or your sister or your cousin that you love dearly that's at work when a mad gunman comes in with an AK-47 and shoots up the whole office and kills them. That's why we are so quick to not want to get involved, and we want to brush other people's stuff to the side. Now, Charlemagne the God, who is, I wouldn't call him a friend. I would say that he's cordial. He's always shown me the utmost respect, as I've shown him. The Breakfast Club replaced my show on Power 105. And God bless him. He has been embroiled in controversy lately because he allegedly, and I say this allegedly, raped a 15-year-old girl in South Carolina. And it was years ago. But he was convicted of, what do you call it? Something with a minor. He was convicted of giving alcohol to a minor, or, you know, contributing to the delinquency of or endangering the welfare of a minor, right? And this girl came back out, and before her mom said she didn't want to take her through the whole rape process, you know, the whole thing was ugly, and it came up again because now in South Carolina, they don't have a statute of limitations on rape. So she was going to bring it back up, and they would bring it to the forefront, and some people on social media was like, oh, that's because he's doing this thing now, like it's been quiet all these years, why bring it up again? And then there was this other thing when he was doing a podcast, and they were talking about Spanish Fly and this woman, not the same woman, a different woman that he allegedly gave Spanish Fly to and had sex to her when she was with her when she wasn't coherent. And that came up, and they were joking and laughing about it. And a lot of women was like, if you give somebody something and they're not coherent and you have sex with them, that's rape. I totally agree. I totally agree. If that's the case, then you rape somebody. You cannot give a woman some kind of either, it could be a roofie, it could be something that you look at as an aphrodisiac, and they fall asleep, and you have sex with them while they groggy or drowsy or not coherent. That's rape. And he had to go on and apologize about, you know, belittling or taking lightly the rape culture, or his podcast. He's on the Loudspeaker Network like I am. Well, he went on to apologize about not taking the rape culture seriously when women came forward. And it's a thing that he's still battling to this day. Now, I don't know whether or not he did it. I wasn't in the room. I'm not here to pass judgment. Only God can pass judgment. People are going to say this and say that. And somebody could say something about me, and I would hope that you all would give me the benefit of the doubt. But I do know this. If you give somebody something and they're not coherent when you have sex with them, that's rape. I know that much. Okay, so if they just drinking and they drunk as hell and you have sex with them, they're not coherent. They're not able to say yes or no. They're not able to agree with it. It's rape. It is, and we need to stop taking this very lightly. Russell Simmons, a guy that I have known since I was shit, in my early 20s, known him, heard of him from around my way since I was in my teens. All right, I'm from Queens, New York. The whole Hollis area, Queens Village area, they all overlaid. So it's pretty much the same thing. And Russell was a party promoter for a while. Used to give parties at the ice cream parlor up on Hollis Avenue. Then he started managing Curtis Blow early in his career, brought Curtis Blow up to the ice cream parlor. Run was DJ Run, the son of Curtis Blow. Became very friendly with Russell later on in my career when my group No Face had a Rush Associated label through Columbia. Russell gave us our own record label, and we put out Bitches with Problems, and we put out No Face, but that's a whole totally different story. But I've known Russell for a lot of years. I've attended a lot of functions with Russell, Russell's art thing in the Hamptons, been to that many years. Watched Russell do philanthropic things for the community all over the place. And then all these accusations come out against Russell. He's apologized for some of his behavior that he's done in the past. And a lot of women have come out like, Russell, you know, I've heard Russell rape me. I've heard Russell sexually assaulted me. I've heard all of this stuff. And this stuff is not to be taken lightly. Russell stepped down from his positions in the company that he was controlling. Harvey Weinstein is on trial in New York City for rape right now. Kevin Spacey, it messed his career up with guys, and Kevin Spacey is a homosexual. It messed his thing up with guys. If you got to put yourself in these people's shoes, you got to put yourself up against somebody that has a position of power and is using their position of power to sexually assault you or harass you. That's not anything just to because, you know, just to brush off because the person that's being accused of it is your favorite radio personality or your favorite television personality, or he's done so much for hip hop, or he's done so much for opera, or he's done so much for film and television, or he's done so much for this and that. That doesn't give anyone the right to do that. It really doesn't. And it really bothers me when it gets brushed off to the side. And especially when it comes to my people. When it comes to my people, people are looking at this whole thing, right, with Charlemagne the God. And there's been a petitioners online for iHeart, who syndicates his morning radio show, which is Clear Channel, and iHeart, same company. It was Clear Channel when I was there, then they changed their name to iHeart, to remove him from the air. Now, if these accusations are solid and they're founded, then he should be removed off the air. But so far, they have not done an internal investigation at all. And the reason I see it is because this is a white-owned company that don't give a damn about black women screaming sexual misconduct at all. I guarantee you, if Charlemagne was, and I'm not saying he's guilty, but I'm telling you, if Charlemagne had assaulted or even allegedly assaulted somebody white, his ass would have been off the air. I guarantee you. But when it comes to black people and black women, the police don't care, the news don't care, the media don't give a, you know, the media doesn't care, social media don't care, until it's your people. Then you're going to want somebody to pay attention. And until you know all the details of what's going on with somebody, you cannot rightly condemn them, nor can you rightly defend them. You just can't do it. You really can't do it. You know, we have other women come out in support of Charlemagne. Now, you may be supporting Charlemagne because you think you know his character, but you wasn't in the room and you don't know what's going on. And for another woman to call another woman a gold digger when a woman is claiming sexual assault, I think, sweetheart, you're not putting yourself in that woman's shoes. And if it happened to you, you want somebody to have some sympathy for you. Like, we have a president of the United States right now that was on tape, audio tape, saying he do what he want to do because he's famous. He just grow up and grab women's pussies. And white women in this country went out and voted for a man who admits to sexual assault against women. Went out and voted for Donald J. Trump. And he said, oh, that was just locker room talk. I just grabbed him by the pussy. I do what I want because I'm famous. And then all these women came out and said that he did this and he did that. How about the woman that they paid off? That's been proven. That's on tape. It's got to be hard to be a woman. And I used to think it's hard to be a beautiful woman. Now I know it's just hard to be a woman, period. All women get hollered at every single day of the week. All the freaking time. If you don't believe me, go and walk into any of these stores and look at somebody that you deem, now I'm not saying in general, I'm saying you. Go to Walmart, go to any grocery store, and do some shopping, go to any mall, and look at somebody that you deem to be unattractive in your eyes. And 9 times out of 10, you will probably see them with their children. So that means they had sex with somebody. That means somebody liked them enough, or somebody thought they was attractive enough to fuck. They've been fucking. Okay, so what's not attractive to you doesn't mean it's not attractive to everybody. So I say that to say this. Women get hollered at every fucking day of the week. And probably get sexually harassed every fucking day of the week. That includes my daughters, Tiffany, Chanel, Summer, Jasmine. That includes them. That includes your children. That includes your mama. That includes your sisters. That includes your aunties. That includes your nieces. That includes your cousins. But as men, you don't think about that when somebody else say, this shit happened to me, or that happened to me, or this happened to me, or this happened to me. Or Bill Cosby gave me some pills and they knocked me out and I woke up naked. Or a young lady saying, this happened to me, and then they go to the hospital and there is a rape kit taken, and there is, yeah, you've been raped. We brushed that shit off. Oh, because, nah, it was Lil Wayne, or it was Drake. Nah. Drake, nah. Drake, why would you have to do that? He got a lot of money. You don't know what's going on in the mind of a fucking madman. You don't know. Or is your favorite person that you don't think is a human being. I remember when Beyonce was dropping Lemonade, and she was talking about what happened in her relationship with her husband. I remember when Solange started fighting with Jay-Z in the elevator of the Met Ball, and that went viral like a motherfucker. And the word got out and got around. They tried to keep it quiet and, push it down, which I don't blame them for. But the word got out that it was because of Jay-Z's infidelity. And I remember reading on social media, oh my God, how could he cheat on B? Then the 444 album came out. First they dropped Lemonade, then they dropped 444. And Jay admits, what good is a threesome when you got a soulmate? That he was out there fucking and sucking and having threesomes, and everybody was like, how could he cheat on Beyonce? How could he cheat on Beyonce? She's a human. Jay is a human. Y'all see the beautiful, made-up, incredible Beyonce. That's not all that he sees. I'm not making excuses for him, but I'm telling you, at sometimes you get tired of the same shit. And he probably got tired of the same shit. That's not an excuse. I mean, you're supposed to be good. You're supposed to be. I could do a whole damn podcast on why it's so freaking hard for men to be monogamous, but that's not what we're talking about today. I just remember when that happened and y'all couldn't believe it. So I say that to say, you don't know everybody's sexual appetite or sexual perversions or what they like to do sexually. So you can't say based on somebody's outside character that you see that they could never do that, or no, that's impossible. They could never. I would hope that you would give somebody the benefit of the doubt, but you don't really know anybody, man. And y'all out there think y'all know these celebrities. You don't. You really don't. You don't. And as for the women out there, support other women. But don't support liars. Don't get with somebody and gas them up and tell them to bring this kind of thing against somebody, because that's something that you can never get rid of. Don't do that. Don't support the liars. The ladies that are out there that's doing that, that's lying and making up shit on men, that he raped me or he sexually assaulted me, you making it harder for every fucking woman that has ever really been through that. You're making it harder for every one of those women, to be believed because you bringing up bullshit because you mad. Don't do that. That's the same thing with domestic abuse. Don't say, oh, he used to hit me and shit like that if he never did. Because there are really women out there that are being domestically abused every day, and they're not going to be believed because you come in with the bullshit. You come in with the bullshit. There is no reason for any man that has power, prestige, and money, okay, to put any woman in a position where she feels uncomfortable around you. There is no reason for that. But for women, take these things as a lesson. Take what happens to other women as a lesson. Do not put yourself in a bad predicament or in a bad position. Take it as a lesson. It ain't worth it. Don't do it. Don't put yourself in shit like that. My dad used to always say, don't put yourself in a position where you're going to regret it later on. Like, if you know that they be shooting on the corner over there, don't stand your ass over there. Don't hang out over there. Bad things happen over there. Don't hang out in this neighborhood because bad things happen in that neighborhood, and you may be a victim of bad things. Don't put yourself in that position. Don't do it. Because you know what, my mom's is old school, and a lot of this stuff my mother hear about with some of these women out here, my mother be like, well, what was you doing over there in the first place? Like, she doesn't mean that gave anybody a right to do anything to you, but she always says, don't put yourself in that position. So my dad would say the same thing. Don't put yourself in that position. You know, you got to audition. You know you ain't supposed to be up in nobody's fucking hotel room at 3 o'clock in the morning or even 1 a.m. or 12 a.m. talking about no damn part in no damn movie. There's office hours for that. So don't put yourself in a position to where something may happen to you. Don't do it. Don't. Just don't do it. Period. But all of us as a society, everybody has to take this more seriously. And especially when it comes to our sisters. We got to take it more seriously than we do for white people. Because white people, you know, they say that shit is investigated already. Y'all say it, our sisters say it, and it's like, that bitch is a gold digger. Oh, she did this and she did that. But before we pass judgment, we should try to gather as many facts as we can before we condemn somebody. Because damn, I know, as a man, that's one of my worst fears, man. I do not want somebody to say I did something to them that I didn't do. That is, oh my God. That's like, you know, watching one of them shows as you go to jail for some shit that you had absolutely nothing to do with. That is a fear marker. That's a smear. That's a smear on your reputation. Even if later on you fight it and it's been found to have been not substantiated at all, that you didn't do anything wrong, it is still a gigantic smear on you, on your reputation. This shit is just, that whole shit is fucked up, man. It's just really horrible. And there's so many people that have been through it. There's some things that are true. There's some things that aren't true. It's just a clusterfuck of shit. Because you get to the point now where you don't even know what to believe. You really don't know what to believe sometimes. So that's why I say let's not make a rush to judgment, but let's be supportive of the ones that deserve our support and less supportive of the ones that don't deserve our support. But it is a serious accusation, and it's a serious thing, because imagine someone violating you. You know, we walk around as men like we have this feeling of invincibility. No vulnerability at all. We were taught not to be vulnerable. But if that shit happened to you, or that shit happened to your sister, or anybody that you love that's female, you would be singing a whole different tune. Because this shit is fucked up. It really is. It ain't even no other way to look at it. The shit is just fucked up. Stop fucking with these dudes out here because they got money and prestige and all kind of shit. You know, hey, I'm going to give you a class example. And I'm not saying that a man has a right to do anything to you, because he doesn't. Right? But you getting on these dudes, they got yachts and boats. Like, we stepped our game up from back in the days, right? Back in the days, we want a nice little car. You know, Saab 9000s, the Square Maximas. And we got to start getting foreign. This game is totally different now. This private jet shit, this yacht shit. Like, dude, people out here in hip-hop are doing it way bigger than we did it in 89, 90. They're getting money that we have never seen. Okay? They're getting a lot of money that we have never seen. You know you don't like this dude. You really don't. You don't want nothing to do with this dude. Why are you on his yacht half naked shaking your ass? What do you think he gonna expect out of you? If you show people sex, they expect sex. If you carry yourself in a mannerism where he'll look at you in a different light, then that's what it is. You gotta be careful. I don't hang around with thug niggas, because I know there's a potential for me to get shot. Don't hang around them niggas, because somebody gonna want some pussy. Somebody gonna want some pussy. Somebody's gonna get in their feelings because they spent a lot of money on you, and you've been shaking your ass and showing your body off on they shit that you could have never afforded to get on your own. And they gonna want some kind of retribution for all of this hanging out, champagne, drinking, partying, and fun that you've been doing. Okay? So the smart ones will be like, all right, you don't feel me like that? You don't fuck with me like that? Nah, when you call, when the next time? Nah, boo, we good. Nah, you ain't gonna spend up my money and you really don't like me. That ain't, nah. I'm good. That's the smart ones. Everybody's not a smart one. Everybody's not a smart one. So don't put yourself in that position. Everybody's not a smart one. Nah. I don't hang with niggas that shoot and kill other niggas, because I don't want to catch that charge. I don't want to be a part of that shit. I don't want to be a part of it. When a nigga tell your girl, he messing with your girl, and tell your girl, bring some of your girls for some of my mans, what do you think they're bringing you for? They bring you for so you cute, so you can get hooked up. Your girl always out with these dudes and partying with this particular rapper and always on his private jet going here or his yacht going there and all of that. She fucking. And don't let her tell you otherwise. She is fucking. Him and maybe more than him. Don't let her, he may be slutting her out. Don't let her tell you any different. So don't put yourself in a dumbass position like that. And guys, know what you're getting yourself into. You spending a lot of money on a chick, you better find out whether or not she's feeling you first. Because you definitely ain't got no right to take nothing from her. She definitely don't owe you nothing. So if you don't want to be a sucker, you better figure it out. You better find out another way to impress. Maybe you should be a little more intellectual and impress them intellectually, or just go have a damn Starbucks somewhere. Chit chat and talk. We try to do all this impressive shit with women, and then you get mad at them when it don't pan out the way you thought it was supposed to pan out. Gotta stop that shit, bro. Stop tricking. Shit, you want to spend money, just go in the strip club. At least you know what you're getting out the strip club. You know what the strip club is all about. Go in the strip club, you throw some money out, they shake some ass, you have fun. You go home with a fantasy. Unless you one of them creeps that think you gonna fuck. They be sitting in front of the strip club at 4 o'clock and they be like, good night. You gave her 5 racks. You feel stupid. Don't do it. Don't play that cat and mouse game. Don't do it. I would hate for anything like that to happen to one of my girls, man. I would hate it. I would probably want to kill the dude myself. I would probably want to kill the dude myself. Like, probably want to risk it all, go to jail because of that shit. Shit is crazy, man. And it happens all the time. If it ain't catcalling, if it ain't grabbing her arm, you know, you can't do none of that. Just try and say hello. You don't have any right to do that. And ladies, even on the other side, for those of y'all who see a celebrity or two that you think is sexy, you ain't got no right to put your hands on us either. And it's happened to me a million times. So y'all think it's okay to just grab my dick or grab my ass when I'm walking through or whatever. You don't want the shit done to you, don't do it to us. You have no right to do none of that. None of that kind of shit, B. Shit is out of control out here in these streets, man. Out of control. Support the people that need to be supported. But don't support the people that don't deserve your support. Don't blindly support anybody. Now, take this shit seriously because it's a serious thing. Right? But don't just be blindly supporting Bill Cosby and whoever, Kevin Spacey and whoever. That blind support ain't right because you really don't know what's going on in somebody's house. You really don't know what's going on in somebody's house, man. For real. I remember a certain celebrity was in a magazine and he was getting thrown under the bus by his ex-girl that he cheated on. And he went right back to that magazine and was like, listen, I was working my ass off paying all the bills, doing everything I was supposed to do, and I was coming home from work, on set, and auditions, and she around the house in a house coat looking crabby all the time, and I ain't had no head in months. You can't control nobody else's sex. You can't do that. And I was like, wow, that's the first time I had ever heard a man keep it 100% real like that. I was impressed. I was like, go ahead, bruh. Tell it like it is. Statistics have shown that at least 6 out of every 10 women have suffered some kind of sexual harassment, sexual misconduct in their entire lives. 6 out of 10 women. That is fucking insane. When does this shit stop? When does it stop? When do we put an end to this shit? And when do you gonna invite? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Cause it's getting worse and worse. It's almost to the point like as men, we just even scared to I just don't say shit. That's where I'm at right now. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear. Because I remember one time in my life, I would have conversations, just like general conversations, being out, sitting around, have general conversations with a woman. Just general, not ask for the phone number, not anything. Just enjoying the company of women or having a conversation about anybody with one woman. And then I would meet somebody else, maybe that girl's friend, and she would go, you know my girlfriend. And I'll be like, well, who's your girlfriend? Valerie, she said you was trying to kick it to her one night. I'll be like, what? Because we were sitting around having a conversation, I was trying to kick it to her. Nah, boo, you thinking a little too much of yourself. And now that shit scares you. It scares you, man. To even bump into a woman, that shit scare you. It scares the shit out of me as a man, yo. For real. So gentlemen out there, let's not take shit lightly when it comes to a woman and the rape culture and the Me Too movement. Let's not take that lightly. Let's support the women that deserve our support 100%. Let's not be quick to dismiss them, and let's not be quick to judge the man that's guilty either. Right? This has been Come On Son, the podcast. I'm Ed Lover. I approve this message. Thanks Cigars International for the support, and everybody out there that listen, man. Until the next time, come on, son. Now get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. I'm out. This Ed Lover podcast is being done in conjunction with Cigars International. Make sure you check out cigarsinternational.com for all your cigar needs.
This episode of Come On Son, the podcast, is produced and engineered by co-executive producers Kimana Paulus and Krista Hayes. Recorded at Mean Street Studios in downtown Atlanta, Georgia. This is an official Loudspeakers Network podcast.